Many people think trade is deglobalizing, but I think that's just lazy thinking. It's not ending, it's evolving. And very much the WTO's just like that. Its mission's changing, its organization is changing, its operation is changing to adapt to the world which has fundamentally changed.
30 years after its inception, it is time to reignite the spirit of cooperation that inspired the creation of the WTO, this time to support re-globalization to make trade more inclusive and equitable. Now, inaction, complacency, or waiting for a sudden change of heart will not do the trick. Restoring the collaboration mood requires bold measures.
The US and other major economies no longer dominate the global trading system because of rapid growth of developing economies in the last decades. Power in the global economy has become much more diffused, and that trend will only continue. If the largest economies want to focus on geopolitical competition or are reluctant to take part in further trade liberalization, that's no reason why the other 160-plus members of the WTO should be held back. The best way to demonstrate why open global trade works and why protectionism, decoupling, and economic nationalism doesn't is for the bulk of WTO members, the newly empowered middle, to advance a new trade agenda.
The EU has to show that open strategic autonomy is only possible if you work with friends and allies, and if you use that alliance that a trade agreement and trade cooperation creates. We know here in this room that trade unites people. Apart from the growth and investment and job creating, it also creates new possibilities for cooperation in a variety of areas.
There's an old American expression, lead, follow, or get out of the way. I think it is time that the third nations say to the US and frankly China, you're not leading, you're not following, get out of the way. This is the era of, let's call it, the third nations. They might be big or an amalgamation like the EU, they might be Singapore, they might be Ireland within the EU, they might be Kenya, but you have a voice and a role. I think the WTO does have to be strongly encouraging of the plurilateral in the multilateral spirit.
Whoever's in government in the US is still going to have the US-China tensions. So it's very important that the non-G2 world, the middle powers, need to continue the process of keeping trade and investment open and maintaining the rules-based international order.
The fundamental reason you're all here, that this organization is so important, is trade is important. Trade makes people richer. Trade opens up opportunity. Trade expands exclusiveness. And that has nothing to do with geopolitical conflicts, and it will not change unless we allow it to tumble over into something incredible, which I don't see happening.